YouTube and Facebook. This is a project that I had in mind for several months. And this is what I'm going to do at least once a week. I'm going to read from the book Powers versus Force, and I will tell you a little story. This is a camera. I am using 3 webcams to do this project. I'm going to read a little bit, but the most important thing, I'm going to scan using the same principle as this book. He used kinesiology or the muscle testing, but I use a pendulum, and I find it's more powerful. I can do it by myself, and we are going to analyze actual events, like the war with Israel and Gaza. What is the character, the consciousness of Netanyahu and the leader of Iran? I don't remember his name. Every politician, but all related to spirituality. And to show you that in the same way that David Hawkins developed this scale of consciousness, here we go, developed this map of consciousness that I'm going to show you soon, is perfectly related with the toxic energies that I find in people. So I'm going to start reading. Let me see, what is the, I think it's here. All right, so what I'm going to do is just read from here. I will see if I'm going to read. Yeah, I'm going to use my glasses. So, this is the foreword. Let me close this so I don't have noise. It's a windy and hot day here in my place. Imagine, so you can read it too. Imagine, I can read better, that imagine, what if you had access to a simple yes or no answer to any question you wish to ask? Oh, my camera is there. A demonstrably true answer to any question. Think about it. There is the obvious. Jane is seeing another guy, yes or no? Johnny is telling the truth about school, yes or no? Johnny is telling the truth, okay. But it is only a short step to, this is a safe investment. This is a big thing for many people, money, yes or no? Or this career is worthy of my pursuit. This is huge too. What if everyone had such access? Why is not very clear there? Let me see. What? Oh, what happened? Hold on a second. Okay. What if everyone had such access? Staggering implications suggest themselves immediately. Think again. What would happen to our ponderous and all too often flawed judicial system if there was a clear, confirmable answer to the proposition, John Doe is guilty as charged, yes or no? What would happen to politics as we know it if all of us could ask questions? This is big. It's big right now in the world with all this pandemic that we had in the last 5 years. Candidate X honestly intends to fulfill his campaign. Honestly. 2. Oh no, there is another page. I read again. Candidate X honestly intends to fulfill this campaign promise. Yes or no? And all of us got the same answer. So we could be questioning the candidates, the politicians. And what would happen to advertising, period? You got the idea. But the idea gets bigger, fast. What happens to nationalism? Nation X is really dedicated to overthrow of democracy. democracy. To government, this bill does in fact protect the rights of citizens. This is something that we are living every day. What happened to the check is in the mail? If, as has been said, men learn to lie an hour after he learned to talk, then a phenomenon such as the one we are discussing will be the genesis of the most fundamental change in human knowledge since the beginning of society. The transformations it would wreak in fields from communications to ethics, in our most basic concepts, in every detail of daily existence, would be so profound that it's difficult to even conceive what life would be like in a subsequent new era of truth. If we could all find the truth. The world as we know it would be irrevocable change, right down to its very roots. So, just to show you what my program will be all about, we are going to do some scanning. Again, I'm going to be reading the book Power versus Force, The Hidden Determinations of Human Behavior by David Hawkins. So I have an interesting setup here, and I'm going to show you something very interesting. As I said before, actually I will show you the map of consciousness. Unfortunately, I forgot to do it before. Okay, let me see. This is a good one. Okay, this is the same thing that I show you from the book. So David Hopkins, using the kinesiology testing, developed this map of consciousness that goes from the lowest behavior and feelings of humans. Actually, I will do something else too. I'm going to add my face so you know that I'm here, and I'm going to put this down here. Oh, it doesn't move. Okay, now. So David Hawkins, using the muscle testing and asking this question, create this map of consciousness from 0 to 1,000, where the calibration 20 gets people feel shame, humiliation, view of life miserable, God view despising, process elimination, and so on. And there is a very important turning point, which is 200, when people goes from all the negative level of consciousness, there are humiliation, shame, guilt, apathy, grief, fear, desire, anger, pride, to courage, which is 200, where those are the positive state of consciousness. Then there is another big, when we get to love, and so on. So you can find this map anywhere. But we are going to go back to this map whenever we need. But now, I am very intrigued to show you the perfect correlation between David Hawkins' map of consciousness and my findings on the field of energy healing. And it's like this. I used a pendulum, which is exactly equivalent to kinesiology, muscle testing. As David Hopkins experienced, our body follows our consciousness. Means that our body cannot lie. This is the principle of the lie detectors. People cannot lie. So they can control their face. Like a Gavin Newsom, Tucker Carlson, he said that he can be lying through his teeth and you cannot even see it. Not lately, because his face have changed a lot, because he have done a lot of evil things. So using dowsing or the pendulum, I will have to use another one because I cannot see that. Yeah, you can see this. Okay. Let me me see, something like that. So I'm going to analyze Netanyahu. This pendulum has a chip there, but at least you can see it. And this is a drawing of the energy centers or chakras. If you have any question, people who are watching, you can ask me, and you can ask me to scan whatever you want. So, I have done videos of this. You can go back to my YouTube channel, Facebook, etc. So, but I ask, first I do a prayer for protection so my scanning is not going to be interfere with any toxic energies. In general, I am in a good state, like right now. And I ask, what chakra Netanyahu needs help the most? I have to be very relaxed. And the second chakra, which is the sexuality. Most Jews cannot control the sexual energy. I'm going to go through that. And I found out yesterday that the circumcisions that Jews and Muslims do makes them obsessed with sexuality. This is why there is so much sexual abuse in those people, the Jewish people and the Muslim people. So, he needs Netanyahu held the most in the second chakra. What is the next one? Solar plexus. So, the pendulum moves. This is a little crooked, but it's working well, I promise you. Let me see if I can straighten this a little bit. Solar plexus, which is the willpower. What is the next chakra Netanyahu needs help? Heart chakra. What is the next one? The throat chakra. Regular people don't have energy blockages here and here. What is the next one? The spiritual life. He has a big problem right now. What is the next one? The second chakra. When I come back to the first chakra, means that my questioning about where he needs help, which is a synonym where he has energy blockages or toxic energies, is completed. And now I'm going to ask how many and the kind of energy blockages that he has. How many superficial energy blockages Netanyahu has? 4, which is a little high. How many are toxic thought forms? 4. Toxic thought forms are the repetitive negative thinking that we all humans have. But having 4 is too much. I usually find 2 on people, 3 sometimes, but 4 is too much. What does it mean? He's thinking crap all the time, and he cannot get away from that. How many human spirit attachments? Oh, how interesting that purple thing there. And that light, where is that light from? I don't know. How many human spirit attachment? Now I know I use this as a numbers 1 through 7. I can use a chart, but this is very convenient for me. And goes over the end of the scale. It goes over the 7. So, and I ask more than 7. And this is a yes for me. When the pendulum goes forward and backward, it's a yes, and side to side is no. Okay, gives me more than 7. So, how many more than 7? And I just relax and goes to the number 4. 7 plus 4, 11. 11 energy blockages, which is too much. How many are alive? 4. How many of these 4 are relatives? Goes to 3. How many are women? 3. What is the total number of women in these 4 that are alive? 4. That means that he has an energy core with another person that is a woman. And I can ask just for fun, is a lover? Yes, so he's cheating, of course, like most Jews too. Especially Zionists like him. How many are spirits? Means humans that are in spirits that don't have a body, dead people. 7, and matches because 7 plus 4 is the 11 that I scanned before. So 7. From these 7, how many are from past lives? He has 4 spirit attachment from past life. 4, let me relax. 4, which is too much. from how many past lives? 5 past lives, which is too much. What does it mean? That for 5 past lives he has been doing the same evil things that he's doing now. That's what it means. For 5 freaking past lives, he is doing the same evil things. Okay, for spirit attachment from 5 lives, and I'm going to write down this because it's very important. How many are from this lifetime? 3. 4 plus 3, 7. From this 3, from this lifetime, how many years ago he acquired those things? More than 7. I never found a person with human spirit attachments or entities. Is what in Christianity they call demons. I call it entities. It's not a good term to call demons. That have this spirit attachment for more than 3, 4, 5, 6 years. It's more than 7 years. So how many more than 7? Goes to here is 12 years ago he had a big event in his life. How many of these spirits? Sometimes I ask, how many months more than 11 years? It gives me 6, so 11 years and a half. How many of these spirits, the 3, are from these 12 years? Okay, 3, so it's easy. How many non-human spirit attachments? 6, which is a little high. How many energy parasites? Wow, more than 7. How many more than 7? 12. That's insane. How many evil spirit attachment? This is big. 4. Evil spirit attachments is very, very serious. 4 evil spirit attachment. And now comes the $1 million question. I use this side for progressive people, this side for regressive. Is he progressive or regressive? Regressive, very, very quickly. Regressive is a person who connects consciously with the satanic forces. I'm going to write down this on every scanning that I do. Those are the scannings that I do with all my clients. But I'm going to do something new for this program. I'm going to go... Oh, hold on a sec. I'm going to use this little book. And luckily it's a new one. Perfect. I'm going to write down all these people in this book. So Netanyahu. And you're going to see Netanyahu. Netanyahu. So he had 4 toxic thought forms plus 0 energy parasites, 3 women plus 0 men plus 1 woman, and then he has 11. I forgot to ask a question, but I'm going to do it now. How many of these, how many spirits he had? 7. How many are relatives? No, that's what I thought. No one is a relative. Oh, that means that he doesn't care much about relatives. Non-relatives. Okay, 4 of them were from 5 past life, and 3 of them were from 11 years and 6 months. Then he had 5 non-human, 6 energy parasites, and 4 evil entities. And he is regressive. All right. So now I'm going to do the relationship with the David Hawkins. And I'm going to use, I should have a new one, this is a little dirty, but I'm going to ask what is the level of consciousness of Netanyahu? And this is going to be 1,900, etc. So I just relax. What is the level of consciousness of Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel? Well, goes to 100, like a 150, something like that. Okay, it's more than 100. How much more than 100? I'm going to use this. This is going to be 0 to 100. So how much more than 100? 130. It goes to the 30. So the level of consciousness of Netanyahu, I should have another color, is 130. And 130, according to the map of consciousness, is between desire and anger. Hate. Look at this. You see? This is a very hate. And that's what this evil person has. Hate against not just the Muslims of Iran, all the Gentiles, which is you and me. Because the Zionists believe they can control, they can abuse sexually the Gentiles. He has hate, antagonistic. This cannot be more precise. Indifferent to kill all these people. Inflation, this I don't know, I don't understand what it is. I'm sorry. Antagonistic, vengeful, look at this. It cannot be more precise. Aggression. Did you see the implications of this book and my work with the pendulum? This is amazing. So Netanyahu is between these two, is 130, is craving, disappointing, denying, enslavement. Also anger, hate, antagonistic, vengeful, and aggression. Oh my God, I am shocked. So let me see if there is anybody here on Facebook, no. So this is very, very eyes-opening. Okay, I'm going to ask, following the David Hawkins book that I read it twice. I am reading it for the third time. I'm going to print another one. This I've been using it for a long time. What is the level? Okay, this has to be a little like that. Okay. What is the level of consciousness that the Zionists, because I cannot tell the people of Israel, I believe that the regular people of Israel are good people, with the only concern about their sexuality. They are hypersexuals and they don't respect women. But the Zionists, the Mossad, all this, the agency that is controlling the Congress here in the US, how is it called? If you remember, let me know. But what is the level of consciousness of all these people who destroy Gaza? What is the level of consciousness? Is it 100? How much more than 100? Okay, the level of consciousness of all these people that destroy Gaza is 100. Israel, level of consciousness 100. And we are going to go to the level of consciousness. Okay, what is the level of consciousness of the people, including Netanyahu, who prepared this treacherous attack to Iran? This is not a war, there wasn't any declaration, they just went and bombed people and tried to bomb the nuclear. What is the level of consciousness of these people? Okay, from 0 to 100, what is the level of consciousness? 100. Okay. Consciousness of Gaza and Iran. The level of the level of consciousness of the group of people who attack Gaza without reason. You need to know that there was never an attack from Palestinians to Israel. It was all prepared like a Pearl Harbor here. I mean, in the Second World War, that the 9/11 that was created by the Mossad, by Jews. You have to know the story that the owner of the Twin Towers bought the $3 billion insurance days before the Twin Towers were demolished, because he knew that what was going to happen, and so on. So let's go back here. Let's see the level of consciousness of 100. 100 is fear. Oh, wow. They act out of fear. Anxiety, frightening, punitive, withdrawal. Is a very, very low level of consciousness, 100. I told you at the beginning that the breaking point on this level of consciousness, this is a survival paradigm. Reason and integrity starts in 200. Netanyahu is here. All the Zionists are here. It's very, very low. They will have many lifetimes to get over here. And this is enlightenment. Wow, that has been a revealing, very revealing scanning. And I will continue reading the book, because this book is really, really fascinating. All right. Oops, with my camera. So again, this is a camera that I put on my back so I can read and show you. And the reason is, I am Argentinian. This is my bookmark. It's tango. It reminds me of my country. Okay, I highlight many, many, many important things. And can you see these spots? I went to India at the beginning of this year, and I got wet in Calcutta one day, and this book was very well safe in a backpack, and I didn't know until 7 days later that got wet. So it got all wrinkled, but I love this. This is the reason I want you to see this, because there are so many important things. And when he talks about that with this method, we can question politicians, we can question doctors, we can question whatever we do. And I use the pendulum even to find things. So let's keep reading. The world as we know it would be irrevocable change, right down to its very roots, if we use this technique to find the truth. Now comes the definition of kinesiology. It's a noun. The study of muscles and their movements, especially as applied to physical condition. Kinesis means movement, kinen, to move, logic. The study of kinesiology first received scientific attention in the second half of the last century through the work of Dr. George Goodhart, who pioneered the specialty he called applied kinesiology, after finding that beginning physical stimuli, for instance, beneficial nutritional supplements, would increase the strength of certain indicator muscles, whereas hostile stimuli would cause those muscles to suddenly weaken. The implication was that at a level far below conceptual consciousness, the body knew, and through muscle testing was able to signal what was good or bad for it. This is excellent. I will try you to see better. The classic example cited in this work is a universally observed weakening of indicator muscles in the presence of a chemical sweetener. The same muscles strengthened in the presence of healthful and natural supplements. In the late 70s, Dr. John Diamond redefined this specialty into a new discipline he called behavioral kinesiology. Dr. Diamond's startling discovery was that indicator muscles would strengthen or weaken in the presence of positive or negative emotional and intellectual stimuli, as well as physical stimuli. A smile will make you test strong. You know, we all like to see a person smiling. While the statement, I hate you, will make you test weak. So this is the work that I do as an energy healer. I help people to heal from emotional situations. Positive emotions makes our immune system strong, and negative emotions makes it weak. Before we go any further, let us explain in detail exactly how one tests, especially as readers will certainly wish to try this themselves. Here is Dr. Diamond's outline from his 1979 book, 30 plus 25, 55, 56 years ago. Your body doesn't lie. Wow, look at the name. Of the procedure adapted by him from the classic description in Age of Kendall muscles, testing and function. It takes two people to perform kinesiological test. Kinesiological test. Choose a friend or a family member for testing. We'll call him or her your subject. So this is the actual procedure of the muscle testing, of the applied kinesiology, that you can learn. So you can review this video. Have the subject stand erect, means with the spine straight, not like that, the spine straight, and standing up. Right arm relax at the side, something like that. The right arm to the side, relax. Left arm held out parallel to the floor, elbow straight. You may use the other arm if you wish. So the left arm goes relaxed to the floor. Parallel is parallel to the body. Face your subject and place your left hand on the right shoulder to steady him. Then place your right hand on the subject extended left arm just above the wrist. Tell the subject to resist when you try to push his arm down. Now push down on his arm fairly, quickly, firmly and evenly. The idea is to push just hard enough to test the spring and bounce in the arm, not so hard that the muscle becomes fatigued. It is not a question of who is stronger, but of whether the muscle can lock the shoulder joint against the push. Assuming there is no physical problem with the muscle and the subject is in a normal, relaxed state of mind, receiving no extraneous stimuli. For this reason, it is important that the tester not smile or otherwise interact with the subject. The muscle will test strong. The arm will remain locked. If the test is repeated in the presence of a negative stimulus, for instance, artificial sweetener, although you are pushing down no harder than before, the muscle will not be able to resist the pressure and the subject arm will fall to the side because our consciousness make our body feel weak. This is why people get sick. When the consciousness is full of negative thinking and the heart is full of negative emotions. A striking aspect of Diamond's research was the uniformity of response among his subjects. Diamond's results were predictable, repeatable, and universal. This was so even where no rational link existed between stimulus and response. For totally undetermined reasons, certain abstract symbols cause all subjects to text weak, others the opposite. This is very important about the symbols, because I discovered that symbols, people who connect with symbols, study symbols, look at symbols, they could go weak and sick. I had two clients. One ended up in a psychiatric facility for anthropology, and she was studying ruins and things like that, because through the symbols she connected with toxic energies and entities. And the other was 2 days ago, I had to do a distance healing session because he has like a 7 spirit attachment, just because he was doing courses where they were analyzing ancient symbols in South America. Okay, I need to highlight this. I don't have it. Okay, I have this too. This is very important for me. Symbols cause all subjects to text weeks. Others the opposite. So some symbol. Okay, that's good enough. Others the opposite. So some symbols makes you strong, and many other symbols makes you weak, because those symbols are connected with evil, satanic, or toxic negative energies. Some results were perplexing. Certain pictures with no overlay positive or negative content will cause all subjects to test weak, while other neutral pictures cause all subjects to test strong. And some results were food for considerable surmise. Whereas virtually all classic music and most pop music, including classic rock and roll, cause a universally strong response. The hard or metal rock that first gained acceptance in the late 70s produced a universally weak response. It's very important what we put in our mind through our senses, including the ears. There was one other phenomenon that Diamond noted in passing, although he devoted no deeper analysis to its extraordinary implications. Subjects listening to tapes of known deceits, even though the speakers seemed to be telling the truth and sounded convincing, tested weak. While listening to recordings of the demonstrable true statements, they universally tested strong. This was the starting point of the work of the author of this volume, the well-known psychiatrist and physician David Hawkins. In 1975, Dr. Hawkins began research on the kinesiological response of truth and falsehood. So, do you understand what we just read? We can be listening to a person who seems to be so nice and smiling, and he or she's telling lies, and you go weak. So this is important for all of you, and including myself, for all of us, to follow our body. If we are with a person and we feel weak, means that that person has toxic energies or bad intentions. If we feel strong, means we should hang out with that person. Okay, just to have fun, we are going to do another scanning. We are 38 minutes and it's I gotta go. I'm going to do a quick scanning. And what can I scan for? I'm going to scan another person. Where is the... it's here. I'm going to scan another person. So I'm going to scan a person that I know, or no, it has to be something that everybody knows. I'm going to scan David Hawkins before he died. Because in the energy world, in the spirit world, there is no such a thing as time and space. I can make the intention, I'm going to scan David Hawkins at the time he died. What chakra David Hawkins needed help the most before he died? Second chakra. What is the next one? Solar plexus. What is the next one? Heart chakra. What is the next one? Second chakra. How many toxic thought forms David Hawkins had at that time? None. How many human spirit attachments? Alive or dead? How many human spirit attachments? 2. How many of those were alive? 2. How many were relatives? 2. How many were not alive spirits? None. Of course. This is amazing, right? How many non-human spirit attachments? 1, which is very, very low. I always find non-human spirit attachment in my clients. How many energy parasites? None. Of course, he doesn't have any. How many evil spirits? None. Is he progressive or regressive? Progressive all the way, of course. Oh, I should have used the other pendulum. Just for fun, I'm going to write down what a difference between David Hawkins and Netanyahu. I'm going to leave the page of Netanyahu empty because we are going to do more scanning. David Hawkins. David Hawkins. So he has 0 superficial energy blockages, 2 relatives and nothing else, 1 non-human, 0 and 0, and he is a very good man, is a progressive soul. Wow. Let's scan someone else. Let's go scan Tom Hanks. That many people say that he's a pedophile, and there are many reports. I'm going to use the other pendulum so you can see it. Tom Hanks. We're going to know the truth here. What chakra Tom Hanks needs help the most? Now, the second chakra, which is a sexual chakra, and creativity. What is the next one? Solar plexus. What is the next one? Heart chakra. What is the next one? Wow, you see? Start getting throat chakra. What is the next one? Wow. The spiritual eye. It goes here to the spiritual eye. What is the next one? Oh. The root, the crown chakra. This is serious. What is the next one? Goes back to the second chakra. How many superficial energy blockages? 4. How many are toxic thought forms? 4. Just like in Netanyahu. How many human spirit attachment? Wow, more than 7. How many more than 7? 11, like in Netanyahu. How many are alive? 4. How many are relatives? 3. How many are women? 2. What is the total number of women? 3. So he has. How many are relatives? 3. How many are women of the relatives? 2. What is the total number of women? 2. So it means that the other spirit attachment is with a man. Probably this is why people say he's gay. How many are not alive? So spirits, entities, what the Christians call demons, which are just lost souls. 7. How many of them are from past lives? 5 from past life. From how many past lives? 4 past life. The opposite of Netanyahu. We have 4, 5, is 5, 4. How many are from this lifetime? 2. From how many years? 5 years. And the other, how many years? 5 years. How many non-human spirit attachment? 6, which is a little high. How many energy parasites? 7, which is too much. How many evil entities? 2 evil entities. Is he progressive or regressive? It doesn't give me, the pendulum doesn't move. Is he progressive or regressive? No, he's regressive. Okay, Tom Hanks. Actually, that's okay. I'm going to put it here. Tom Hanks. He has 4 toxic thought forms, 2 women, a man, and 1 man, and then plus 7 non-relatives. I forgot to ask, but I'm going to ask, from these 7 spirit attachments, how many are relatives? None. He has 5 from 4 past life and 2 from 5 years. I didn't do the years and the month, which is not important. 6 non-human, 7 energy parasites, and 2 evil, and he is regressive. All right, my friends, this is all for today. I will try to do this once a week, and I may do it twice a week. So this is a part 1, and if you have some particular interest, what do you want me to scan, you just write it in the comment. Here, Hop Springs, Ethan. Hi, good evening from Nova Scotia. Yes, I remember you. Hop, if you have any question, if you have something specific, even yourself, you want me to scan, I scan you, or whatever person you want me to scan. All right, I need to go. God bless us all. Bye. Actually, I'm going to do something for the people in